Good morning. My name is Arthur Lowndes. I live in Trevellyn, Chubut, and I'm a member of the Welsh Society and the chapel organist. And I have been invited to give a short story about the Welsh colonization and St. David's festivities. On the 24th of May 1965, 163 persons decided to abandon their homes in Wales due to the terrible living and working conditions and religious language problems that were existing in the coal and the slate mines at that time. The role of the Welsh Chapel should be appreciated to understand the exact nature of the emigration. The chapel was the center of all activities, and it was prohibited to have services in the native language of the Welsh. On the 28th of July, the Mimosa arrived and they landed at Punta Cuevas, which is now Port Madryn. Immediately, a service was held in Welsh to thank the Lord for their safe journey. A lack of forethought and of planning, as well as ignorance about the nature of the environment, contributed to the suffering experienced during the first 6 years. Patagonian natives, the Welches and Pampa tribes, enjoyed peaceful and friendly relations with the settlers, whom they defended. In a letter sent to General Wittner, one of Drocha's generals, they wrote, quote, "The Indians have been a source of strength and support for us. We are anxious that in fulfilling your military duties with wisdom and prudence, you should leave our old neighbors in their homes as they are peaceful at present," unquote. The first religious services in Rawson were held outdoors and in a barn until in 1873 they built Capel Bach, which means small chapel, with adobe and wood rescued from a sunken boat. More settlers arrived, and with them members of various denominations. They agreed to establish the non-denominational services with the exception of one chapel, yet the Anglicans built and named St. David. This chapel is still in occasional use. 22 chapels were finally built by the settlers in Chubut. In the year 1885, a group of settlers led by Coronel Fontana crossed the desert and discovered the fertile valley in the Andes, which they named Cwm Hyfryd, which means beautiful valley. This discovery led to the migration of families to the west, where they established 3 chapels. Logs led to named Bethel and Ebenezer in Trevellyn, and Chapel Sion in Esquel. An important event occurred on the 30th of April 1902, when Colonel Holditch, who was the Queen's representative and arbiter, decided to allow the Welsh settlers to make the decision regarding the border discussions with Chile. They decided that their homes were in Argentina. As a result, Argentina was awarded a large extension of forest and huge lakes, which discharged their waters in the Pacific Ocean. Wheat production and flour mills were built, and the excellent quality was awarded prizes in the United States. The valley flourished and grew. The Welsh culture is still dominant, with choirs, poetry, and dancing reviewed annually at the Eisteddfod. Tourist attractions and road signs are bilingual, Welsh-Spanish. The Welsh Red Dragon flag flies over the municipal tourism offices, and the Army plays the Welsh national anthem at the end of official events. On March 1st, the descendants will celebrate St. David's Day, the patron saint of Wales. St. David, contrary to the other British saints, was born and educated in the country he patronizes. He was a Roman Catholic priest who founded numerous places of worship in Wales. More than 50 still recall his name. It was said he was canonized by Pope Calixius in the year 1120. The local celebrations in normal times include a tea party, a church service, and a Gamamvagani, which translates as a sing-song service which is held in the Bethel Chapel. The surrounding gardens of the chapel will overflow with people and other people who just want to listen to the four-voice singing of hymns. The various choir directors take turns on the podium, directing the public with the hymns of their choice. The dream of the first pioneers has been fulfilled, as the culture and the language and the religion has been kept, and the future looks promising as the Welsh school yearly turns out more speakers of the language. Thank you very much, and God bless.